and today I have a scrap lift for you. This is also for the You Are a Rockstar online crop presented by Scrapbook Generations. You have until May 31st to complete all of the challenges. And this particular challenge is to scrap lift Allison's Davis 2-page layout. So I decided to go ahead and use these photos. You might remember have seen this little guy's first birthday photos recently on my channel. These photos were taken at the same time. So they did a few photos with him and then more of the family photos. I really liked the 4x4 photos down at the bottom of Allison's page. And that last photo on the very far right hand side, I really couldn't cut that down. I just think it is super cute that he is standing up. You get all of his little chunky legs and those jeans in there. It's just a super cute photo of him. So I did want to leave it at a 4x6. Which I think does not really mess with the layout at all because I still am able to get a nice little cluster down there at the end. I really struggled with this red strip and I still don't even think that it's straight and I just gave up. I was just like, it is what it is. I'm not going to worry about it. I will probably be the only person that will notice that it's not straight, and probably all of you since I've told you that. But I know that Jen will not at all stress over the fact that it's not straight. She's not one to worry about things like that. So once I go ahead and get all of those strips down, I decided to just use one photo on the right hand side. I was going to cut down one of the other photos, but I couldn't find a 4x6 card to fit into that spot. So I just went ahead and decided to use the photo down there at the bottom and then just use one photo at the top. So I am using Echo Park's Prince Charming, and I think that it is a really cute play on these photos. So if you remember the layouts that I have done for this little man, there was a cake smash that was Disney themed, and then I also did his birthday at home where he was just getting out of bed. That was also Disney theme. And so I thought that if I was to do something like this where a Prince theme, it would play into the Disney but not be a Mickey layout. I did go ahead and cut a bunch of stars in some of the solid colors, the navy and the red and the wood grain. But then once I get the navy one down and I start to work in the red and the wood grain, I realize that they are just too close to the wood and the red strip on there. So I don't end up using a lot of those stars. I mainly just use the navy ones. So I added a little banner over on the far right hand side. It says Prince Charming in training, and then I added that little shield that says brave, noble, and true. And of course the little prince needs a crown, so I did go ahead and add that to the star. I did move the photo over quite a bit because he is looking off the page, and so I didn't want it right on the edge. I felt like if I had added it up there to the top and then added an embellishment cluster right next to it, it would help with the looking off to the left of the page. So I add this huge chipboard of the castle, which I'm actually really glad that I was able to use, because when I saw this, I didn't think that I would ever use that castle. But I think that it really lends to this layout of using a castle and then those trees as well next to it, kind of, so it makes it look like it's in the forest. I have also added the rosette up there at the top, and it's got the same little crest that's over on the far right hand side. It's just got two swords going through it. And then I thought that this banner went well with this particular cluster, and it also pulled in some of Allison Davis's pieces from her sketch as well. I really wanted to make this dragon work, but he just doesn't make it on the layout. I think that he's just too big to sit up there. It just made it really top heavy, and took away from the photos that are down below. The cluster itself does end up getting to be pretty big cluster, and I think that the dragon would have just been way too much. So the little green tag says never grow up, and it's got some arrows on it, and then there's an arrow right above it as well. And I'm really liking that Echo Park has put in some of their faux brads. So these look like brads, but they don't have the back pieces that poke through the paper. And I did go ahead and pull out some of the enamel shapes and use the stars enamel shapes on the different clusters. Now, I was going to leave it just like this, but I was scrapbooking with a couple of friends, and I showed it to them, and they said to me, well, where's your title? Off camera, I do go ahead and add the title Holding Court, and you will see that in the close-ups. I do go ahead and use a wood veneer for the word court, and I think that that really pulls in these wood veneer pieces that I'm adding to the layout with the stars. And then I did add the word holding in a gold, so I did go ahead and put a few stars in the gold as well around the layout. So here is my final layout as well as some close-ups. If you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already and you want to see more double page layouts, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because that's all you're going to get on my channel. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.